Hola amigos and welcome back to All Round Review. I'm your host today, Isaac, and we have the Liberty Air 2 Pro and the Life P3 in the house, and we'll be comparing these AirPods head to head to tell you guys our experiences and what we think. So let's get started. First off, let me run you guys through the spec real quick. The Liberty Air 2 Pro has a pure sound and noise cancellation by Pure Note, some Soundcore technology there. 7 hours of battery life and 26 hours of the case. If you charge for 15 minutes, you get 3 hours of listening time. The Liberty Air 2 Pro has 6 microphones with uplink noise reduction. You get Ear ID personalized sound, wireless charging, touch control with the Liberty Air 2 Pro, and with the Life P3, you get the multi-mode active noise cancellation. Clear calls via 6 microphones, 7 hours playtime, and you get oversized millimeter drivers, wireless charging, IPX5 water resistant. Oh, I also forget to mention that the Liberty Air 2 Pro has water resistant, but it's actually IPX4 water resistant. It wasn't even written on the pack itself, so I had to do a little bit of research to come up with this figure. So I would also run you guys through the unboxing experience so you actually know what you're getting out of the box if you intend on purchasing any of these AirPods. With the Liberty Air 2 Pro, you can already see the packaging feels really premium for over $1,000 AirPod. Inside the pack you'll find the AirPod and the case inside, and if you go in deeper you see the Soundcore stickers and manual, and a USB Type-C charging cable, and a bunch of ear tips for different ear sizes. And with the Life P3 you get a smaller packaging, and inside you get the case and the AirPods themselves, and also a USB Type-C charging cable and a bunch of rubber ear tips and Soundcore stickers and manual. Both AirPods are rubber tip design with long stems. Both have the Soundcore branding on them, but the Air 2 has Soundcore fully written on it with the logo on top. The P3 has a mirror plastic finish, while the Air 2 has a matte finish. I like the silver accent touch around the P3 though. On top both AirPods, the Air 2 has a mic cutout with a LED indicator on top that turns on during connection or when inserted into the case. On the P3 you can see there's nothing of such. Underneath both AirPods is another microphone. I can observe the P2 Pro has a bigger cutout than the P3. Both have their charging terminals placed by the side. Both AirPods sit tightly in my ear, doesn't fall off easily without applying more force. The Liberty Air 2 Pro has a bass heavy profile sound. They deliver extra thump, rumble and boom, which is great for genres like hip hop. However, part of the mid and treble range is underemphasized, but overall the sound is rich. The Life P3 has a bass heavy default sound profile too. You feel the thump in genres like hip hop, and vocals and lead instruments still reproduce quite accurately. Overall they are decent and just right behind the Air 2, very close. The magic here is getting the right ear tip size for your ear, and you'll be happy with results and comfort you'll be getting out of these AirPods. Call quality is decent on both AirPods. Never had to repeat myself on calls while using both earphones. Here is a little mic test for you guys. Alright guys, so this is the mic test from the Liberty Air 2 Pro. This is how you're going to sound on a podcast or over a call. So you guys be the judge and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Alright guys, so this is the mic test from the Soundcore Life P3. You guys be the judge here and leave a comment below to let me know what you think. Touch control on both are very responsive, no complaints. You're given the choice to set your controls how you want them via the Soundcore app on both AirPods. You're given an extra single tap option which is disabled by default, so you can turn that on if you want it and map it to a control. Out of the box you get a beep sound whenever an action is triggered on the Liberty Air 2 Pro. So let's say if you nest a track or switch tracks, you hear a beep sound from the AirPod. This is not a default option on the Life P3, but you can turn that on in the app settings for your Life P3 as well. You also get wear detection and auto pause only on the Liberty Air 2 Pro. If you take one or both of the AirPods off your ear, every media you're listening to get paused, and when you put them back on, they start playing automatically. So this is not available on the Life P3, and in case you don't like this feature, you can turn it off via the Soundcore app in the settings. Both AirPods uses AAC codec, but with the Liberty Air 2 Pro, you get a second option called LDAC. So this is meant to improve your audio quality over Bluetooth, but I did not notice any difference, not much. I tried paying so much attention to pick up audio sound difference while switching between AAC and LDAC, and I couldn't feel any difference. Both AirPods also support customizable EQ via the Soundcore app. Soundcore are really flexing with this app support. It's a major game for them right now. Both AirPods have noise cancellation and transparency modes. You can easily switch between both options from the Soundcore app or assign them to any of the gesture shortcuts from the app or easily create a widget for it on your home screen. Soundcore have left every option in your hands here. With transparency mode, you get extra modes to toggle under it, fully transparent or vocal mode. Fully transparent, as you might already know, gets all your surround sound into your ear, but with vocal mode, Soundcore still tries to block out unnecessary noise and feed you with the voice around you. While the noise cancellation mode gives you 3 more extra varieties to choose from, which are transport, indoor and outdoor. Transport mode is for when you're on any transport system, indoor mode for when you're at home or in a relative quiet building, and outdoor mode for when you're outdoor. Like I always say, I found the transport mode to be more effective on every Soundcore product I use, and it hasn't changed with this too. The Liberty Air 2 Pro cancels out more noise for me, and it has one more noise cancellation option the P3 doesn't, which is the custom mode. You get the option to set how much noise you want cancelled out. You can go all the way in or just a little by rotating the knob. It's all left to you. Both of these AirPods promises over 6 hours of playtime without the case, and on the Liberty Air 2 Pro I never made it past 4 hours. It doesn't matter if I'm on noise cancellation or not, the battery really didn't impress me here much. While the P3 is a battery champ for me, why Anker advertised 6 hours of a single charge with ANC on, they lasted for a little bit less than that during our test. With the ANC off, the battery life lasted for 6 hours plus. I wasn't expecting that too. That brings us to the case. The case of the Liberty Air 2 Pro and the Life P3 have the same shape, USB Type-C behind them both, and 3 light indicators in front for your charging, battery health, reset, and connection status. To open the case, you slide it upwards on the Liberty Air 2 Pro to get it open, kind of stylish, while the Life P3 has an engagement box ring design which is not easily flipped open with one hand. Inside both the case, you can clearly see the charging terminals and the magnet holding the AirPods down. On the P3, there's also a button inside the case when you have it open, which when pressed turns on the light indicator to show you your battery level and can also be used for a reset. There's one on Liberty Air 2 Pro too, but outside the case beside the USB-C ports, which I kind of prefer because I have access to the button without sliding the case open just to see my battery level most times. Both cases are quite big actually. P3 looks smaller, but it's a little bit taller than the Liberty Air 2 Pro's case, and the Air 2 feels a little bit slimmer than the P3 but wider. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of both of the case, as I find both to be too big. They can easily create a bulge in your pocket and become too much to carry around if your hands are occupied already. I think Soundcore adopted this new pattern of design after what happened to the Liberty Air 2, where many users complained of charging and contact issues. This AirPods case still is my favorite from Anker, small, fits into my pocket, very easy to open. The Liberty Air 2 Pro case kind of feels fragile, but I've survived drops on few of our test cases. The Liberty Air 2 Pro is an impressive earbud with rich sound and not too far apart from the Life P3. The P3 is really impressive and easy to recommend. I wouldn't mind getting it over the Air 2 Pro. But if you have the extra cash to spend on the Air 2 Pro, then it's a great buy for the added feature and little richer sound over the P3, but the P3 is still a worthy challenger to the Air 2. And that's been it guys. If you enjoyed our video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to give us extra boosts. And we have noticed that 99% of you guys watching our videos are subscribed to the channel. Don't be that guy today. I'm Isaac signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.